Hello and welcome to another episode of Two Sisters of a Certain Age, Conversations with a Therapist
and a Doctor.
I'm your co-host, Judy Grant, licensed marriage and family therapist.
And I'm your co-host, Dr. Sophia Grant, board-certified pediatrician and board-certified child abuse pediatrician.
So, Candy, I'm coming on today feeling beat.
I slept like a baby.
Okay, well, good for you, because that was not my case.
Yeah.
So, Grayson started his new job, and he's working in catering at a venue. He's loving those paychecks. I'm so excited for him when he's like, Mommy, I got a deposit.
Does he get tips?
He gets tips.
Oh, nice.
He gets tips.
Uh-huh.
Not all the time, but sometimes. Right. And, he's like, somebody tipped me $50, and he's super excited.
Uh-huh.
But with catering, this time of year, events go late. Yeah. So he was scheduled for 2:00 this morning to be done at 2, and we usually go and pick him up. But he called and said that he got a ride home, and he didn't get home until 3:37, and they had him work a little extra because they needed to prep for today. Right. But as a parent, I cannot sleep well knowing my children are out there. So, I was up constantly checking his location, texting him, you okay? When are you coming home? And it was not until he came in that I finally got, sleep, real sleep. That never goes away.
It does go away. It does go away. If my girls are out with their brother, I don't worry. Right. Last night, Yaya and her friend were going to go out with a high school friend, a male friend, and he was coming to pick them up at 11. And I wasn't worried. I feel like as long as they have a male there, I'm less likely to be worried. And I think with Grayson, it's not like he is on the street. You know exactly where he is. And, so I worry less than when the girls are alone.
Right. Right. Yeah. And that gets to knowing that Maya is out with her girlfriends on the town in San Francisco. It's like, I check, is she home yet? Is she home?
Yeah.
And
I worry less when there's a male.
Right.
And the thing is, Yaya, I would worry less about Maya if Yaya's with her. Just because Yaya, right. Yaya's Yaya. So, yeah, but that anxiety, it's welcome to motherhood. It never goes away. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm feeling a little rough this morning, and then I wake up and my eyeliner, there's no eyeliner.
So, you don't look rough.
Yeah. So Rick had the nerve to say, "Oh, put that on your Christmas list." I'm like, "No, that needs to be rectified today."
Yeah, that's a necessity. Yeah.
Right. Right. All right. So what's happening with you?
Well, like I mentioned, Yaya's friend from college is here.
Mm-hmm.
Their name is Spike. And Spike has taken to calling me Aunt Candy. Oh. Because they were here for Yaya's graduation party. They heard the nieces and the nephews. And so that's what they call me. And I think it's the sweetest thing ever.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much for them and for you.
Yeah, yeah.
That is so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
These friends of our children become our family.
Yeah, they do. They do.
You know, and we take them in like they're our own. And that relationship is priceless.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Super sweet.
So speaking of this time of year and Grayson being super busy with these holiday parties that everybody is throwing, Candy and I wanted to talk about navigating the holidays because we just had Thanksgiving. We're in the midst of the Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, winter solstice season. for us to create the perfect holiday. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of pressure for us to be the host, to make the baked goods, to get all the gifts. And we just wanted to talk about how we can navigate the holidays with as little stress as possible,
Mm-hmm.
because we I'm going to also say that the holidays tends to trigger a lot of people
Yeah,
because, you know, things of their past come up. They're missing a loved one, so there's
exactly.
increased anxiety, increased depression. There's a lot going on emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
um, so we just wanted to talk about that today.
Yeah, I think it's a good topic.
All
All
right, so
right. So,
where do you want to get started, Candy?
like, I've been doing this mothering thing since 1996. So
Right.
29 years. And I think, prior to being married and being a mother, we kind of counted on our mother to be the hostess with the mostest. And mommy always came with it. And she was
Yeah.
always, cooking as if, like, military troops were going to roll through.
Mm-hmm.
And, we have taken that on now, and my children are adults. So, one thing, I have a long list. One thing I do is I ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
It's no longer on me to do all the decorating and the cooking and all of that stuff. And I'm not one of these people who, like, nobody can be in my kitchen. I'm the only person who does everything right.
No.
I never understood
No.
that mentality. So ask for help. And I'm to the point now where Yaya feels like decorating the house is her job.
Mm.
And she prefers to do it when I'm not here. And so earlier this week, I came home and my outdoor was decorated and my inside was
Mm.
decorated. And then I told her, I really want to put up my Christmas tree today. It's Saturday. And she said, oh no, Cam is busy. Because Cam is Yaya's friend who has now started to put up the trees with Yaya. That's like her tradition. So
Okay.
since Cam is not available today, Cam and Yaya will be putting up the trees tomorrow. And
Right.
I love it because it is pressure off of me. I now have two trees, and one is the kind of the colorful everything tree, and the other one is a quote unquote designer tree. So when I
Mm-hmm.
moved into this house, I had a gorgeous chandelier with these weighty crystals. It wasn't my style. The scale was off. So I took the chandelier down, took all the crystal balls off, and in the designer tree, I'm just going to be putting crystals on
Oh,
that
that
tree.
sounds
Yeah.
beautiful.
So
Yeah.
ask for help.
Ask for help. So I'm going to go back a couple weeks ago to Thanksgiving, because I definitely needed the help. So Candy's actually having her kitchen renovated. So she didn't have the space to prep the way she
Mhm.
usually does. And we always share, which
Right.
whomever is hosting, I bring to Candy, Candy brings to me.
Hmm.
So Candy wasn't available to bring the traditional items, but she did order some amazing Indian food, which I
You,
ate for like the next week.
let me tell you something. That
That was so
Indian
good.
food,
It was
it
so
was
good.
such an unexpected surprise. And
Right.
I was surprised at how many people really enjoyed it. That may become a tradition, like a side dish.
Right, right,
We,
right.
we
Mix
had
it up.
chicken tikka masala and some seasoned rice and garlic naan, and it was lovely.
It was. It
Yeah.
was. So that being said, the traditional items were on me, right? So
Hmm.
I was like, okay, I'm gearing up for this. I started cooking on Wednesday. So I think this is another tip and trick to
Uh huh.
employ. Don't wake up on Thursday morning, day of
Mm-mm.
Thanksgiving, and expect to do everything.
Yeah.
Prep things before. So I prepped my macaroni and cheese, my candied potatoes, a number of dishes. and I just put them in the refrigerator overnight and then popped them in the oven.
Yeah.
The turkey was prepped and ready to go. So at least those things I didn't have to worry about those the step by step. It was just in the oven, in and out.
Right.
Now,
And oh, go
that's
ahead.
not to say that I wasn't exhausted on
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm telling you, having the desserts done and a number of the dishes done really eased the burden of the day.
Right. And then the thing is, if you have like one oven, you have to kind of plan out what you want to put in the oven when.
Mm-hmm.
This year, Judy spatchcocked her turkey, so it
Yes.
cooks super quick. But like, if you have an oven, you can't be putting the savory thing in there with the cheesecake. You know,
Right.
you don't want like a roast beef cheesecake. So
Right.
plan things out in advance, and it makes it. And you said you started prepping Wednesday.
Yeah.
Frequently, I start prepping on Tuesday. You know, like have
Mm-hmm.
all the desserts done, everything done, and then come Thursday, and then of course set the table the night before, have everything
Right.
out. But on Thursday, it's really just kind of finishing touches for me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I remember as a teenager slash young adult, like on Thanksgiving morning, I would wake up at 7 to the smell of food. My mother had
Yes.
woken up at 5
Yep.
to start
Yep.
cooking. And
Yep.
whenever I woke up to the smell of food, I felt so bad. Like I should have woken up with her. You
Yeah.
know, it was
It's
always like this kind of, oh God, I didn't come through for mommy.
it's kind of like a fond memory waking up to the smell of food, but also like, ooh,
That
damn,
poor
I should have been
woman.
down there. Right.
That poor
Right.
woman. Now, the
And
funny
now
thing
we
is, yeah, mommy doesn't wear sneakers, but whenever mommy was doing
yes.
heavy cooking, she would wear sneakers as if she was a line cook. She'd go in the kitchen. Oh my God, that poor woman.
Yeah. Um and now, like you said, now we know what it's like to have that burden
Mm,
upon us, so we ask for help. My children
mm,
all knew,
yeah,
I'm going to need help. I need you to do this, you to do that. I'm still the quarterback in the kitchen,
yeah,
but I need you to take these things on, and they all do. And
hmm,
then Maxine is like, I got the tables.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like I'm vacuuming. I'm
yeah.
so we're able to manage it. But I tell you, this year, come 1 o'clock, I was exhausted. And
Hmm.
I'm not a caffeine drinker. And I asked Rick to get me like a caffeine beverage
Oh my
because
gosh.
I did not, I felt like I wouldn't make it.
Oh, Chitty,
And
that's not good.
I realized
How
that
did you do when you started the drugs?
so well, so Maya and I shared it, and it's right up
Hmm.
Maya's alley as a student. So I had about half, but I realized that, and I'm not an advocate for this stuff at all. It was just what I needed in that
Hmm.
day. It leveled me out because I didn't even feel jittery or wired. I
Uh-huh.
just felt like, okay, I can move forward.
Chitty,
That was
that's a
strange.
gateway drug, caffeine. Just
So
so you know. Couple of years now, you'll be on blow.
right, sure. Okay, so I want to tell you about another tip and trick that our mother taught us, and I actually made a video about this to share with everybody. So, Mummy planned out the meal, what we were having, and she always had a menu. She wrote everything down, and then she pulled out the platters the night, 2 nights before, and labeled each platter ham, macaroni and cheese, candied potatoes. And I think this also helped to ease that burden of like what's going to go where and
Yeah,
suddenly grabbing things at the last
right,
minute.
right. And then, when people come in, oh, what can I do? How can I help? If you say, oh, plate this, put this in this, the dishes are labeled, the serving pieces. Now, the thing is, one thing, Judy and I, we are not paper plate family. We
No,
are not
no,
an aluminum tray family.
no.
We feel, and we were raised that certain things require elevation. you're not going to come to our house and find what you call it, aluminum thing filled with mac and cheese. It's always going to be in a dish. And we keep it uh, easy. Plates can't go in the microwave, certain plates, if they have gold etching or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we have plain plates. Another trick I learned is sometimes you don't have enough of your fine china um, uh, um, for like 15, 20 people. You may
Mm-hmm.
have eight
Mm-hmm.
place settings. And I've shared this with so many people. You can get plain white plates at the dollar store.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
if it breaks, you don't care. It's just $1, but it looks polished. It
Right.
looks neat. It's
Yeah.
easy. And so I have my plain white plates that I've gotten from the dollar store,
Mm-hmm.
and and you just throw them in the dishwasher. Oh, another tip: if you're having a bunch of people with food, and you're serving, don't have the dishwasher full at the end of
Oh
the
yeah.
party. It should be empty.
It should be empty going into the party.
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So in regards to the plates, the plain white plates,
mm,
I knew that Mummy had kind of bestowed these events upon us when she said, "Come, Judy, let me give you my plate." So I got 15, 20 plain white plates there to supplement, add
hmm
to my
hmm
my fine china.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The one thing of these holidays that I haven't figured out yet is how to time it, because again, we're cooking from 2 days prior, where everything is warm at the same time.
hmm
Because what we do now is like, all right, everything has been cooked, you're going to use that microwave.
hmm
So if I could, and I don't have chafing dishes, but if in the future I figure that out,
Uh-huh.
that would be fantastic.
I have chafing dishes and I use them for Yaya's graduation party. But there's something very sterile about chafing dishes. It feels industrial. And I
Yeah.
really do like the serving dishes with the
Yeah.
patterns and the kind of
Right.
eclectic feel. So, like, you're
Mm-hmm.
having a big
Mm-hmm.
party, you're having people serve, it's outside. The chafing dishes are great, but I do like the kind of
Yeah.
homey feel to the, really
Right.
pretty pattern dishes.
Hey, one tip that I've employed the last couple of years, I think I saw it on Instagram, TikTok, was that when we lay out our dishes, we label everything. My daughter Maxine has handwriting like a font. So she goes around, like, we set down some paper, um,
Like butcher paper.
butcher paper, we tape it up, and then we put the dishes. So if this is, a candied potato, because you might have folks who haven't had a meal with you
Right.
like this before and don't necessarily know what everything is. So we label each item, and
Mm-hmm.
it looks super cute.
Yeah.
And the girls were decorating. Yaya and Maya had some turkeys on there and some fancy things,
Mm-hmm.
and it looked super cute. So that's like another little nice trick that adds a little personality
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
your serving area.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Um,
Okay.
what else?
I made some notes. Set realistic expectations.
Yep.
I think that's realistic for exactly what you can do and what you can
Mm-hmm.
accomplish. And like the first thing you said is ask for help. you
Yeah.
know
I didn't have set realistic expectations. I wrote don't do too much.
mm,
Because when you take on all of this and your kids are young, you want to make everything magical and all of that stuff, you end up resenting the people you love for not helping you.
right,
Like, it's
right,
Christmas and I can't get a break, and but if you know that you're going to be worn out and resentful, don't do the stuff that makes you worn out and
yeah,
resentful. Like Judy and I, we've been talking about food and food prep, But if you know you're too exhausted for that, or that is not your ministry, cater your
Mm-hmm.
food, you know?
Right. And that's what we've decided to do
Hmm.
for Christmas, because
Yeah.
I called you. I'm like, Candy, I gotta talk about food for Christmas. I can't do it. I can't
Hmm.
do it. And she's like, great, because my kids already said, hey, let's get this catered by a Jamaican restaurant. So
Yeah.
that's what we're doing. So
Uh-huh.
you can still have a wonderful meal and have the time with your family without that pressure if you think ahead and figure out like what you want from the day, you
Yeah.
know, and have it catered, and it's going to be lovely on the china with
Yes.
all the fixins, but we won't have had to have been in a kitchen for
Right.
2 days straight.
Right. Right. And then my children asked that we cater some and that we make some.
Mm-hmm.
And my son texted, he wants us all to make the dumplings together. The community, and then of course his girlfriend will be experiencing us making stew peas. Oh, stew peas is
Oh
on the
wait,
menu.
so you're making the stew peas?
Uh huh.
Okay, because I have my ham bone left over from Thanksgiving. I was ready to go.
You
You're
were
making the
gonna.
stew peas.
Well, you can make pea soup if you want.
Okay, that's outside of my wheelhouse, but I can try.
Stew peas is just,
I
or
know.
pea soup is just thinner.
It's stew
Stew
peas thinner.
peas, yeah, yeah.
Right, right. Yeah, stew
So,
peas is my favorite. Is my favorite.
mm-hmm,
Make a lot of dumpling. A
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
dumpling, please.
Okay,
Yeah.
on my list, have a budget. Save in advance. You do not want to dread your credit card statement come January. You know,
Yeah.
you want to make things so magical and so wonderful. If you don't have it, you don't have it. There was a Christmas, I didn't have any money, and I gave my kids those tiny little flashlights that, like tiny little, that's all the money I had. And
Right.
they don't remember it as like the Christmas we didn't do anything. They remember us being together and things like that.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but have a budget and save in advance. If you know that you like to pull out the stops, um, maybe every month you save $150 for your Christmas budget.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you don't want to overspend. I
No.
have
No.
I have some big trips planned in the new year, and so I set my budget low for all of my kids.
Yep.
It's like, and Judy and I, we recognize that there's some people who can't cater, can't have a budget, can't. We
Yes.
recognize that we're in a position of privilege, and we're not minimizing other people's circumstance. And do what you can do. One of
Right.
Mummy's saddest stories is, I don't know if you remember this story, but Mummy was a little girl in Jamaica and they were poor and she knew about Christmas and she put up like a sock one year to get like a Christmas gift and there was nothing in it. Nothing in her little Christmas stocking. That broke my heart when she said that.
It's breaking my heart now.
I know, I know, I know. But, sometimes people's finances dictate that they can't give.
Yeah.
But I really think it's about the fellowship and the family and the memories.
Right.
I feel
And
honestly like if I didn't give my kids any gifts, if I said, hey, no gifts this year, they would just love being together and
yeah,
playing cards and hanging out?
for sure, for sure. And I also want to talk about the gift giving, but I also want to talk about the food associated with these events, because
Hmm.
Thanksgiving is not an inexpensive endeavor. There are
Oh,
no
yeah.
gifts involved, but from all of the trips to the supermarket and the ham and the turkey and the this and the that, the other, that alone, it's like a $400 meal, easy,
Uh-huh. I
easy.
was thinking
Uh,
500. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
And
so
cheese
so
is so damn expensive for macaroni and cheese
oh
if you make it right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when Candy's talking about budgeting, you need to think about that menu as well. Think
Hmm.
about the menu, because maybe you're not going to do the honey baked ham because you can get it at Aldi's for much less and it's
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah. And
So
then
just
yeah, if you can't afford to feed all these people, ask people to bring,
yes.
have a potluck, have people contribute money, but you don't want to end the holiday season
No.
with resentment and debt.
Right. Right, absolutely. And I think I don't really put much on a credit card. I really do not, and I kind of feel like if it's not in my bank account, I'm not spending it. Um so thankfully I'm in a position where I don't have that big bill come January, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um but we recognize that other people might not be in that same
Hmm.
position. So this is one of the things that I'm actually doing for my office staff and my son's friends. We're going to bake tomorrow.
Hmm.
We're just going to bake. And yes, the ingredients are going to cost us a bit, but being able to bake and divide that up among so many more people
Hmm.
than spending $10 on a little trinket for somebody that they might not use
Right.
later is going to, I don't know, it feels very warm and
Oh yeah.
very, very, very loving to bake from
Yeah.
your home and
Yeah.
from your heart and to give as gifts. So I
Right.
have these little Christmas boxes that I'm going to line with parchment paper. I'm going to make like 5 different types of cookies or bars or whatever. And we're going to give those because
Hmm.
you take the time to do it. So tomorrow
Yeah.
I'm just going to have my apron on and be in the kitchen doing that.
And I have a very prolific orange tree in my backyard, and I usually, pick a lot of them, wash them off, and give them to neighbors and bring to my
Mm,
office staff. And these are fabulous oranges. So
yeah.
yeah,
So these gifts don't have to cost a lot.
no, no, and
And I'm go ahead.
there's nothing wrong with thrifting a gift.
No.
I I believe that when you're mindful and you go to the thrift store and you get something special for some, that's just as valuable. And I mean, we live in, such a like a more society. I really don't want to contribute to landfills. So I appreciate stuff. One of my most cherished gifts is a ring Yaya bought for me at like a little vintage store. And yeah, so you can be, you know, buy on a budget. I want to bring up our Thriftmas store
Oh,
because
thrift mess.
past last year I did it for the first time, but in the previous year I thrifted a bunch of stuff, washed them, hung them up in the living room, and then I let people pick what they want and walk away happy. Of course, there's no money involved. It's just me being like old lady and buying stuff that I think people are gonna like. Now, sometimes
And hold on. Candy is buying from like February for
yeah,
thriftmas.
yeah. But my brain is set up that I can't do two creative endeavors at once. And it's going to come out later that I wrote a book. And while writing the book, I did not go to the thrift store. Did you know that?
Right.
I did not
I,
thrift like for 18 months.
mm-hmm.
And the minute that book was done, I went to the thrift store and I
That's
bought a
funny.
bunch of stuff. And Yaya came home and I found these like funky jeans. I'm like, hey, you want these jeans? And I looked online and used those jeans are $298. So she
Wow.
has some,
And you
and
got
I
them for
picked
three?
$3, $3, yeah.
$3. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Wow.
you don't have to spend a lot of money for it to be fun.
Yeah. Um, Let me think of something. I had a thought about around Christmas and celebrating. Shoot. I lost it. I lost it.
Okay.
It'll come back to me. It'll
All
come
right.
back to me.
So, one of my things that I do is my Christmas decorations, they are stored in the tubs and the tubs are labeled. So, when you open up the
Yes.
tub, this is outdoor. This is ornaments. This is, so you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to dig through stuff. And then, ornaments sometimes break over the years or go bad. Throw the bad ones out. Just throw them out.
Yeah.
They don't need to be like
Yeah.
turning into silt at the bottom of your tub.
Yeah. No, I agree with the tubs. Makes it a lot easier. And I
Mm-hmm.
have tubs for, you know, Christmas and Easter and all sorts of
Yeah.
tubs. Um, but absolutely the tubs are great. Great investment. Costco,
Yeah.
Target,
Yeah.
wherever you go, you can get a tub. Um, I want to talk a little bit about, and it's hard, but being mindful about what you're eating during this time because
Yep.
we know that we can indulge. Right now downstairs I have cookies, I have Rice Krispie treats, I have a
Mm-hmm.
chocolate croissant. I have.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to, it's like enjoy it, but just in moderation.
Yeah.
So have
Yeah.
the cookie, have the slice of cake, but you're not having two and three slices of cake at the work
Right.
potluck.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, and then when it comes to work potluck, Christmas party, don't get drunk at your Christmas party. Don't do it. You don't want to be the one who's drunk at your Christmas party. You don't want to be embarrassed come Monday. Don't do
Right.
it. Don't
Yeah.
hook up with somebody. You don't. Come on, just like have a
Yeah.
good time. And we had our little holiday thing, and we went to Top Golf. And I am not an athletic person. Did I want was Top Golf on the top of my list of things to do? No. Was it a team building activity? Yes. Did I go? Yes.
Hmm.
I actually won a round, which was
Yeah,
crazy.
I don't
It,
understand
it,
that
was, it
either.
was crazy. But yeah, I still don't love golf. But don't get drunk. Don't embarrass
but you,
yourself.
but you're also talking about like building community
Mhm.
with your work team.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so if that is Top Golf, next week we have a white elephant potluck. Um and it's like coming together and laughing and having fun and being silly and
Yeah.
taking the time from the work to spend with the people that you work with every
Mhm.
day.
Yeah.
That's so important to be able to do. So for those organizations, companies that provide that,
Mhm.
thank you,
Yeah.
because your people need to come together and celebrate together.
Yeah.
And we had one thing about my organization, the different programs have their little individual events, but we have a big bash holiday party. We are not afraid of a dance floor.
Mhm.
We are on that floor the following day. I'm waking up. I'm like, why does my body feel sore and
Yeah.
tired? But a little tip and trick there. I had my little tennis shoes under my table so I could take off my heels at some
Yeah.
point.
Mhm.
So that was a tip for um, the fancy holiday party. Okay. Uh, practice gratitude.
Mhm.
I think these holidays can like come upon us almost so quickly sometimes. It's like, oh
Mhm.
damn, it's November.
Yeah.
And
It seems like yeah.
we get so into it that sometimes we forget to stop and pause and recognize like what does this holiday really mean?
Mhm.
What is this about? Why is this important? Why are we celebrating? And to be able to stop and recognize the significance of whatever holiday you're celebrating, right? And just be in the moment and practice gratitude for the family, for the friends, for the food that's being um, enjoyed that evening, for the decorations, for the lights, and sometimes we just get so caught up in it, and the lines in the stores are so long and it feels so much if you can stop and pause for just a second.
Yeah,
Because I think that will also help ground you and put you in a better frame of mind, as you go about all of the craziness of the holidays.
yeah. And a medical tip, this is a time of year when cough and cold, rhinovirus, RSV for the kids, is on the upswing. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, wear a mask. I think with COVID, people are more accustomed to seeing people wearing masks, but you want to be aware that, it's cough and cold season. So make
Yeah.
sure you just do all the things. You don't have to hold the doorknob. You can use your jacket to hold a doorknob.
Mm-hmm.
When you leave a bathroom, use a paper towel to open the door.
Yeah.
All of those things so that you can stay healthy during the holiday season.
Yeah. Yeah, Candy, you and I both got, and we both have our flu shots, but we ended up both getting sick before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it wasn't the flu though. It was a cold, and I,
No.
I kind of have a
Yeah.
little cold now. But yeah,
Yeah.
we're a big proponents of preventative medicine. Get your damn
Mm-hmm.
flu shot. You aren't gonna die. There are no nanoparticles in your flu shot. There's no conspiracy. Yeah, just
Yeah. I
so
got I
yeah.
got flu and COVID at the same
As did
time.
I. As did I.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see. I have one. I have a setup date and a takedown date. You don't want to be putting up your Christmas tree on December 20th, unless that's your thing.
Mm-hmm.
So typically, I put up my Christmas tree the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and I take it
Mm-hmm.
down on Christmas Day. And that is just
You
what
take it down on
not
Christmas
Christmas
Day?
Day, not Christmas Day, sorry, New
I'm
Year's
like,
Day.
excuse me?
I'm not a freak.
Yeah.
No, New
Yeah.
Year's Day.
Yeah.
New
I'm like,
Year's Day is when I take it down. And because, you've been to people's houses and it's Valentine's Day and the Christmas tree are up. The more you push it
yeah.
out, the easier it becomes. We have a relative who has her Christmas tree up the entire year, and it's in her living room, and it's covered in a Christmas tree cover. And she thinks it's so lovely that the Christmas tree is covered and not getting dusty, but it looks like a Christmas tree in your living room. And
Right. Right.
just take it down. Take it down.
Yeah. I try to do all of my Christmas decorations right after Thanksgiving, like the very next
Mhm.
day. But I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you, this year I was too pooped. I'm like, I can push that for a little
yeah.
bit.
We went up
Um,
to San
and
Francisco, so we couldn't do it. But yeah.
right. And then I usually take down the tree like the weekend. Like if the first is on a Thursday, it'll decorations will be done that weekend. But
Yeah.
then I take down Christmas and I put up Valentine's Day.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Judy Deck is a house decorator. I only decorate for Christmas, and then I have some pumpkins I'll put out for Thanksgiving. I can't
yeah,
keep up. Yeah. Um,
no, I do all of
let's
it.
see. When your kids are younger, Christmas is just so lovely and the kids are so happy. Everything doesn't need to be magical. Everything just doesn't need to be. When you find yourself just like, oh, climbing up on the roof and Santa's footprints and the reindeer
Oh
stuff
my,
and the,
oh my
you know,
gosh, I did all of
Judy,
that.
are you glad that there was no elf on the shelf when we had our kids?
That elf is so much pressure. It looks
Yeah,
so much
yeah.
like every
Every
night a
day you
parent
have
has
to
to
do
remember.
something special.
Mm,
Come on. If that is not, if it's a burden to do it, don't take it on.
yeah,
You know, do
and
not take
you
that
know,
on.
I'm thinking about the magic of Christmas, like as you said, and this is years ago because our children must have been like 3, 4, 5 years old, right?
Hmm.
In that order. And I remember they were all in the back seat of my car, and Candy didn't celebrate
Santa
Christmas
Claus.
with Santa Claus. I celebrated Christmas with Santa Claus. So the three of them, 345, Haley, Zachary, Maxine, uh, somehow Santa Claus comes up in our conversation. I don't know where we're going. And my daughter is a believer. Zachary and Haley not. Zachary, with his 4-year-old self, he was in the middle of the girls, leans forward. Aunt Judy, does she not know? I'm like, no, Bookie, she doesn't know. Okay. Enough said.
Mm-hmm.
And allowed his cousin to continue to believe and feel that magic. It was one of
Yeah.
the most so sweet and so selfless, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he was 4 and he got it.
Yeah.
And I always tell my children that in this house we believe.
Mm-hmm.
In this house we believe in that magic, and it's worked for us. It's
Mm-hmm.
worked for us. So I've never
Yeah.
had to have that Santa Claus conversation with my kids.
Yeah. And one of the reasons I didn't do the Santa Claus thing was like I really wanted to concentrate on the Jesus aspect of
Mm-hmm.
it, and I didn't want my kids to believe that some big white guy comes in the house and stuff. I'm like, your mother works hard to do all of this stuff. It's me. And so
Right.
recognizing that my kids never asked me for crazy stuff because Santa Claus has an unlimited budget. Mommy, however, has limited, money.
Yes.
So, but it worked out because they were still surprised at what they got. And one good
Mm-hmm.
thing is because the kids would see the gifts kind of going under the tree throughout the season, they would sleep till like 9 o'clock in the morning. It was never this 4 o'clock in the morning, wake up and, see what Santa got. Cause they would, so it was less stress on me.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I was really glad that my kids never, let the cat out of the bag with that.
So I am, as you say, 4 o'clock in the morning. I just have to share our story of our first Christmas in the United States after
Hmm.
having moved.
Yeah.
Um, so it's the four of us, and we are super excited. I'm 5, Candy is 6.5, Rupi is 10, uh, and Steve is 9. So we are super excited. And we wake up. I don't know who woke up first. I don't know how it went, but the four of us were up sitting on the stairs waiting for Christmas to come. Mommy and daddy are asleep. And we would periodically go into their bedroom and say, is it Christmas yet? Is it Christmas yet? And they would say, no, it's not Christmas. And we would go back out and sit on the step waiting for Christmas
Hmm.
to come. And then at some point in the wee hours of the morning, mommy and daddy got tired of having to tell us it wasn't
Yeah.
Christmas. So woke up, we did Christmas, and then
And
they
then
went
went
back
back
to
to bed.
bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But we were just so filled with that excitement and
Yeah.
just the spectacle of all of it. I just love that. Is it Christmas
Um,
yet?
my memory isn't so magical because I
Are you
remember
thinking of the big wheel?
no, no, no. I'm not bringing up the
Okay.
big wheel. But we got
Okay.
toys that required batteries, and mommy and daddy didn't get batteries. And you're looking, where's the badge? No store is open, so you have to wait until the next. What? So get the
I do not remember
batteries.
that.
Yes, it
Yeah,
made me
get the bat.
crazy. Get the batteries. Yeah,
Listen, I always have batteries in my freezer, so,
yeah.
so I'm
Hmm.
never going to run out of those.
As do I.
Oh
As
my
do
gosh.
I.
Okay, Candy, any other tips for navigating the holidays?
For people who will be traveling, I have traveled once
Mm,
on Christmas Day, and it was so easy and nice, and everybody's happy. And for my Jewish friends, they travel on Christmas Day. It's really not a lot of traffic. It's very easy. Of course, the day before, the day after is going to be crazy, but you can travel on Christmas Day. That's another tip I have. And
mm-hmm,
then I have a few more. Um, Maintain your routine. Keep things normal. Don't take on too much. Don't do too much. If you typically exercise, exercise. If you wake up at this, keep that routine so it doesn't throw you off kilter. And when you maintain your
mm-hmm,
routine, you're kind of homeostasis, your
mm-hmm,
grounding, you're going to maintain that. But if you're, going to Christmas parties and doing this and doing that, and it will throw you off. And we are creatures of habit, so maintain your routine.
mm-hmm.
Um, take a break. Take a break.
Yes.
Make sure you sit down. You kind of enjoy. It's too much. Take a break. Yeah.
I just want to jump in here. When we're hosting these events, we are so concerned about everybody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does everybody have enough? What can I get you? I mean, I found myself on Thanksgiving. I probably didn't sit down to eat until a good 45 minutes until after everybody else because I want to make sure that everybody is good. But remember to sit down and eat. Remember
Mm-hmm.
to enjoy the event yourself because you don't want the day to go by and think, well, I don't even remember having a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Take the moment, force yourself to take the moment. When people see, like, the kids were, Aunt Chitty, you haven't sat down. You're right, Okay, it's my time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so please remember to take that for yourself. And even before the folks come over to your house, go and lay down in your bed for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just do something. Just sit quietly, you know, just take a few minutes to yourself before everything happens. And if you don't enjoy the day, it's going to go by and you're going to think you're going to feel some sort of way.
But
So
be
take
rest.
some
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
to
What
to actually enjoy.
one thing I did when the kids were young, we started a tradition where the night before Christmas we bake a birthday cake for Jesus. And then on
Mm-hmm.
Christmas morning, we read the Christmas story, and it's usually the youngest person, um, the youngest literate child reads the story. And
Right.
that's something that we still continue. So when we wake up in the morning, we read the Jesus story in the Bible, and then we sing happy birthday, and then we open the presents. We put on Christmas music. My tree is downstairs, and so my entryway is tile, which is cold. So we blow up an air mattress and we kind of put a bunch of blankets down there, and we open up presents and we just enjoy ourselves. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a
And I
traditional dish. My kids now want the French toast casserole on Christmas
French
morning.
toast casserole.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have to have that.
We all know about the French toast
Hmm.
casserole Christmas morning.
Yeah.
I will do a crock pot dish that I prep the night before so it's ready. And
Mm,
so we go a little bit more savory on Christmas morning. But again, I use a crock pot. So Christmas morning, I don't have to think about it. I just plug the
hmm.
thing in.
What do you cook?
Yeah.
What do you cook in the crock pot?
It's usually like a hash brown, egg, bacon, or
Mm.
sausage and cheese
Uh
casserole.
huh. Okay.
And I've made it for potlucks at work. People love this. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a nice, easy recipe that you don't have to think about, like, oh gosh, Christmas morning, let me wake up and make this fabulous thing. No, it's
Right.
done. Like the
Yeah.
French toast casserole. all Candy has to do is put it in the oven because it's
Yeah.
already prepped.
It's prepped the night before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Let's see.
Right. Um, you got more?
Just self-care, just all
Mm-hmm.
of, I think, everything that we have talked about is a form of self-care because we're trying to make your
You're
life
right.
easier and not feel overwhelmed and not have any
Yes.
resentment building up. And so remember, and then remember, if you're like SNL has this thing where everybody, it's Christmas morning, all the kids get a great gift, the dad gets a great gift, and the mother gets slippers. Everybody gives a mom slippers. That thing that it's such a safe gift, so impersonal. If you know that you aren't going to get what you want, or you're going to be like, I cannot believe this, buy yourself your own damn present. I remember Mother's Day one year.
Mm-hmm.
I know what the kids gave me, like a bag of York peppermint patties. I was so angry. I was like, I can't believe this. I went out to TJ Maxx, bought myself some blouses, and I buy what I want so I don't end up looking at my kids and feeling resentful. Yeah.
So and I've employed that too, just
Hmm.
so you have something that
That
you
you
know
really
that you
want.
want and you'll be
Hmm.
happy with. Hey, I think I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this. And I said this earlier. The holidays are really hard. They're really hard. They're really hard when you got your shit together. It's particularly difficult when maybe you're feeling frazzled. Brings up a lot of emotions, a lot of memories. If you're having a challenging time during this holiday period, I want to impress upon the importance of talking about that with someone.
Hmm.
Find a therapist. If you can't find a therapist, talk to a friend. Do not sit at home alone, consumed by these emotions that can bring you down,
Hmm.
because we see it a lot during this season.
Yeah.
We miss our loved ones, but that doesn't mean that there are not others out there that will support you during this time. And if you have the space in your home and in your heart to invite someone in who might not have a place to go, then do so if that feels comfortable and appropriate for you.
Yeah.
Um, I just don't want people to feel alone in those dark feelings during this
Hmm.
time of year. So
Yeah.
extend a hand, ask how how others are doing. Um, Bring them that chocolate chip cookie wrapped up in a bow, uh, and make sure that they feel loved during this season. So right now, I don't know what happened to my sister. Where did she go? All right. So I don't know what happened to Candy. So let me do this. I'm going to go ahead and wrap us up. One half of Two Soka, but she's there, must have some technical difficulty on her end. We want to thank you for joining us on this episode of Two Sisters of a Certain Age, Conversations with a Therapist and a Doctor. We want you to be able to navigate these holidays. Candy, I'm doing our wrap up. We missed you for a second.
Yeah, I'm still here, but
Okay.
take it away.
So we want you to be able to navigate these holidays with a full heart, with a rested mind, and joy, you know, of fellowship with your friends and family.
Hmm.
Maybe you have some tips and tricks. Share those with others because we all need a little bit of help now and then,
Yeah.
and particularly during this time. Candy, you got some final words?
No, just want to let you know that we appreciate all our listeners. People ask us about this how's the podcast going? And my typical response is like, I don't know, but I love it.
I love it.
And we have a lot of friends who listen, and when we get together with the friends, to have them repeat back some of the things we talked about, It's
Yeah.
always so much fun. So we appreciate all of you guys. And thank you for
Yep.
listening and supporting this endeavor of two women of a certain age. And we're in Act 3 of our lives. So, you know, I just want to let you know we appreciate all of you. And thank you for
Hmm.
listening and following up. And it's just such a joy to know that we are connecting with the listeners. Somebody
Yeah.
reached out to me and said, "You're doing God's work." And I'm like,
Mm.
really? I thought it was just the two of us, but thank you so much.
Yeah. And I don't know. We just wish you the best for the holiday season. And as
And the
you
new
move into
year. Hmm.
2026, we're going to be there with you. Um, but yeah, let's just make it great, everyone. Make it great. Candy, how can people find us?
Well, on all podcast platforms, Tusoka Podcast at gmail.com. And then we're on Instagram, Two Sisters of a Certain Age. So share with your friends.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Happy holidays to everyone.
Bye.
No longer network.